So thanks for joining me to put together your family map. It's really talking about what your historical story looks like. It's what sociologists call a genogram and what I call family mapping. So it's really critical in helping your intervention team, the I team, picture just the facts. That's minus the feelings and fears or even points of view in some ways. And in the work that I'm asking you to do, we've adapted the genogram for the purpose of really equipping you guys, the intervention team, with a visualized truth of your past. It's coming to understand your story in a new way. And so the genogram or the family map, it's the good and the bad, it's the joys, the loss, the sorrow, the trauma, and triumphs. It's your family tree with some extra thrown in. Oftentimes it's how one feels about the past that really dictates how you view it. And editing of all sorts happens. Emotions get involved and it makes it difficult to look at what's really in front of you. So the family map is going to help you move into your present and take the right action based on really the facts. Your family map will highlight ways in which the family has been resilient and also identify ways that you can do better. Through the effort of building your family map, we really get to the nitty-gritty. It's neither more nor less dramatic or detailed than the truth. It's just the facts. So set fear aside for a minute and step out in faith to build your family map. You're going to need a pen and a piece of paper. If you'd like to get fancy, you can use colored crayons or colored pens too. With my own family map, I had grown up believing that my maternal grandmother, Enid Troutman, had died when my mom was just 2. Well, it turns out, in putting my family map together, I learned that in 1937, my grandfather, Elmer Troutman, who was Enid's husband, committed her to the Oregon State Mental Hospital. It's the same place where the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest took place. As I understand it now, Enid was depressed and anxious and possibly an alcoholic. And in those days, you just locked alcoholics up in an insane asylum. So after my grandfather Elmer committed her, he went on to marry 3 more times, and Enid languished in the hospital without a single visitor. We discovered that she'd been released in 1976 to a halfway house pretty close to our home, and she died there alone. And although my parents knew about Enid, they decided to keep the old truth alive because my mom just couldn't emotionally handle the real truth. And so we learned of Enid after her death. And I bring this up because family secrets like mine always have a way of bubbling up to the surface. There's a destructive power in a secret, along with the sadness for those who concealed the truth in shame or deceit or just denial. In fact, the word secret comes from the Latin verb meaning to separate or sift apart. And so in the effort of building your family map, I'm going to ask you to throw secrets aside and really focus on the truth, neither worse nor better than what the truth is, and focus on your story. Okay, so let's get down to building your family map. Get a pen and a paper and just start drawing. It's not complicated, but here are just a couple guidelines for drawing a really simple family map. First, decide how many generations you are going to depict on your family map. You'll want to keep it to 3 or maybe 4 generations. 2, gather as much information as necessary to draw your family map. You can talk to relatives about your ancestors, kind of shake the tree to see what kind of fruit falls out. Number 3, you get that pen and paper and a ruler that will help you keep the lines straight. And 4, decide which issues you're going to identify. On my own family map, I identify codependency and enmeshment, historical problems with prescription drugs and alcohol, and even cigarettes. You can simply assign a letter to code each issue as I did on my map, or look at the comprehensive list in my book to include possible issues that families face. They range from chemical dependency to physical and mental illnesses, from behavioral problems to relationship and even personality traits. 5, you'll want to represent males by squares and females by circles in your family map. A family is shown by a line connecting the generations. So, for example, on my family map, it's my dad is Don and my mother is Nancy, and the line across shows that under them came 4 boys: Robert, Greg, Scott, and myself. Label each shape with the person's name, and then your identified loved one, or the ILO, that is the person that you're trying to help, as identified with a circle within a circle. So a double circle for females, or a square within a square, or a double square for males. Next, you want to draw a square or circle on the bottom half of the page and label it with your own name. Add your siblings on the same part of the page, connecting all the siblings with a line. Again, back to my family map, you'll see the brothers and then their wives or partners or spouses, and then below that, the children as they had kids. Next, draw a circle and a square to represent your parents and label those shapes with their names. If you have one parent, draw a straight line upward and one shape to represent him or her. Next, above your parents, add your grandparents. You're adding that next generation. And beneath and parallel to your parents, draw their other children, your aunts and uncles. Connect all those with lines, and if there are any divorces, you indicate that with 2 slashes on the line connecting the couple. On my own family map, you'll see that my grandfather, Elmer, was married a number of times. And so with each dissolution of a marriage comes a double-lined relationship line that shows that that marriage was dissolved. Continue drawing each generation just like this. You connect the lines and shapes for siblings, children, and other relatives. You keep all the members of the same generation on the same row. Making your family map can be a really eye-opening experience. You use it at the family meeting, and it will help reveal an enormous amount of data on family patterns and historical patterns. It will help crack through denial, and it really helps change begin even amongst the members of your intervention team, your I team. So to the question of why draw your family map, I hope that you'll agree that it's a really important piece of what we're doing together, that all of these things advance the journey toward change and help the person you love open the door to their heart. That love is the best motivator for change. And through the family map, you'll better understand your history and patterns and behaviors so that you can step into your present situation and get the best results.